Hey, Fuzzy here. Finally I found some free time to sum up the past 2021. This is not a list of the best albums of that year, it's a list of records that I listened to the most last year. But first, the EPs that I spin a lot. Ereb Altor, Eldens Bowling, Swedish epic death black Viking metal 4 tracks, Hammerheart Records, limited to 100 transparent orange vinyl. And just now the new album Varktiman has been released. I am waiting for my copy. And Witch Vomit, Abhorrent Rapture, US death metal, also 4 tracks, 20 back spin, black vinyl, Witch Vomit. Next, a few more albums of the Polish metal scene that most often fell into my CD player, which I recommend. Ironbound, the Lightbringer, their successful debut in the heavy metal category. Maybe it's hard to find originality here, the ubiquitous influence of Iron Maiden, and the singer sings the manner of Blaze Bayley. Although I don't like Maiden of the Blaze era enough, I listen to this album very well. Publishing by Ossuary Records. And Chainsword, Blightmarch, another debut album, but this time death metal with noticeable influences from Vulture or Hail of Bullets, but Grave or Entombed can also be found here. The shock force in adequate and the message harmonizes with the music. Publishing by Gods of War Productions. Chainsword. And Pandemic, Outbreak, Skulls Beneath the Cross, death thrash metal for fans of Vader Sinister, Morbid Angel, Cancer or Pestilence, Awakening Records. Well, now my top 15 list for 2021 in order from 15 to 1. This is not a list of the best albums of the year, just a list of the most listened album by me in 2021. I will definitely pick up a few more releases that I don't have so far because of the price or distribution. 15th place. Witchseeker, wild and noisy heavy speed metal from Singapore. Their second full-length album, Sin of the Wild. The Witchseeker plays hard and fast, paying tribute to the sound of 80s metal, Dying Victims Productions. 14th place. Blazon Rite, Endless Halls of Golden Totem, a band from the States that I don't know before. After the 2020 EP, their debut full-length album, old school epic, doomy true heavy metal with lyrics painting a vivid landscape of fantastic battles. Gates of Hell Records. 13th place. Eternal Evil, The Warrior's Awakening brings the Unholy Slaughter, debut album of young Swedish black thrashers. This album is an aggressive storm of thrash fury, inspired by old school metal, Teutonic riffs and drum blasts, notes to German thrash metal and early black metal. Redefining Darkness Records. 12th place, Asphyx, Necroceros. After 5 years of publishing silence, Asphyx is back to wreak havoc again. Necroceros is not a breakthrough album from these Dutch death doom metal titans. I even think that their previous album, Incoming Death, was better. But here it is just a hard and slaps in the face, and at the same time it sounds hit as hell. Century Media Records. 11th place, Sijjin, Sumerian Promises, German death metal. It is a Necroceros with a large admixture of Morbid Angel. The album kicks my ass with such force that the laces break. This music has the right strength, incredible groove, and sounds down heavy and perfectly legible at the same time. This is top-notch, untamable, pitch black and archaic death thrash metal. Sepulchral Voice Records. 10th place, Kryptos is a heavy metal band, 4 guys from India. The associations with Accept are correct. An album that takes us back to the 80s, and you can go ahead banging your head like crazy. AFM Records. 9th place, Massacre Resurgence. The next Massacre album is a perfect proposition for old school geeks. Cut riffs, lust for destruction, and a little Lovecraft in the lyrics. Here they are in all day glory. Nuclear Blast. 8th place, a pale horse named Death, Infernum in Terra, and those New Yorkers recorded an album that is to be expected of them, slowly, even reflective, doom-like, with the influences of Type O Negative and Alice in Chains, or rather Mad Season from the album above. Everything is in place, death doom style combined with the romanticism of gothic metal and melancholy. Long Branch Records. 7th place, Wolves in the Throne Room from Washington. The 7th album, Primordial Arcana, atmospheric black metal. They know how to create an amazing atmosphere while the band tells a captivating story of magic and pagan rituals. Great music, not only for autumn evenings. Relapse Records. 6th place, Vulture, Dealin Death, a piece of great heavy speed metal music, as if torn from the end of the 80s. A lot of classic inspirations, nasty, savage, Razor, Exciter. Bands like Vulture are restoring faith in classic metal. They convicted me. Metal Blade Records. 5th place, Except to Mean to Die, veterans of the heavy metal scene after major lineup changes. As for me, nothing has changed. We still have the same marching riffs, elegantly hackneyed choruses and fancy solos, For these typically packed productions, Andy Snip, very good compositions, and there is no shortage of fireworks. Nuclear Blast. 4th place, Hellcrash, Krvcifix, Invertör, Italian blackened speed metallers and blasphemers. On their debut album, they pay tribute to the old school of speed black metal. So here we have about all early Venom, Slayer, Bathory, Sodom, and all these with a Motorhead guitar. Look at the cover and the satanic entity, and we are already on Show No Mercy in 1983. What else do we have here? Upside Down, Crosses, Tar, Sulfur, and Hellfire. We read from the back cover who is responsible for these hellish fumes, and everything is clear. Skullcrusher, Hellraiser, and Night Killer. Dying Victims Productions. 3rd place, Kryptos from the Netherlands and the debut Bionic Swarm album. The band has already gained international recognition under the name Distillator, but a lot changed when the band changed its name to Kryptos. Distillator took its inspiration from the old school of aggressive thrash. Bionic Swarm is a much more wonderful combination of thrash, death, and progressive metal influences. Century Media Records. 2nd place, Nervosa Perpetual Chaos, thrash metal with 4 girls, leader and founder of the band Prika Amaral, hits straight and hard right from the start after the lineup change, triggering several licks capable of crushing the rock. Rage and power, as well as intensity and confidence from the basis on Perpetual Chaos. Napalm Records. 1st place, Darkthrone, Eternal Hails. On their next album, Darkthrone do not change course and continue to go against all trends. Eternal Hails is a classic for these two metal maniacs. Maximum old school black mixed with heavy and punk, and also awesome doom metal. Peaceville Records. The album of the year for me, Darkthrone, Eternal Hails. In the background was playing Ravager, the Third Attack, German thrashers, with their 3rd album, one of the coolest thrash albums of 2021, Iron Shield Records, Ravager. So that was my 2021 roundup. Better late than never. Feel free to the comments section. I'll be glad to know what you think about it. Take care. See you next time. Cheers!